poised for major savings. Tonight, Prime Minister Davis reveals how public-private partnerships in clean energy across multiple islands could save the power company millions and help eliminate its long-standing debt. We'll also tell you how much jobs he says will be created. And we'll tell you the AI attack on the nation's leader, promoting a fake investment scheme. His office urging public caution as the matter is investigated by police. Plus, in an exclusive interview with Our News, the former leader of the Democratic National Alliance reveals her plans to run for a major seat under the Free National Movement ticket. Then in Our News at 7:30, what's really happening in Haiti? The opposition demands answers on the safety of deployed officers as Haiti spirals deeper into chaos. Our News live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News, live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Bahamas Power and Light could be looking at millions of dollars in savings following the full rollout of the Davis administration's energy reform strategy. That's according to the Prime Minister, who says government has entered several public-private partnerships for cleaner energy solutions on multiple islands, which in the end will eventually help to eliminate the power company's debt. Berthany McDermott gets us started tonight.
The Davis administration tabling its energy reform plan in Parliament Wednesday morning, and according to Prime Minister Philip Davis, the reform strategy should return Bahamas Power and Light to fiscal health, generating $87 million in annual savings. The $1 billion economic investment comes as the power giant is saddled with $500 million of debt and an aged generation that is strained with the continuing growth of the country, resulting in the power company hitting peak loads. Rising temperatures and increased energy demand have seen BPL reach peak loads of 281 megawatts in New Providence during 2023. The grim reality forcing government to rely on rental generation, causing $42.7 million per year. But with this new plan, the company expects to produce savings.
$43 million will be generated from eliminating costly rental generators. $13 million will be generated from structured legacy debt repayments. $15 million will be due to operational streamlining. $12 million will be attributed to increased reliability in New Providence and the Family Islands.
Davis says the initiative is the largest coordinated energy investment in the country's history, including $820 million for New Providence and $324 million for the Family Island projects. The Prime Minister says the savings will accumulate until BPL's entire $500 million debt is erased, allowing the company to assist with exploring avenues to address their pension obligations. The plan makes way for LNG conversion, which PM says will deliver enormous benefits.
Between embracing LNG and improving efficiency, BPL and consumers will save approximately $125.6 million annually.
Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis says the previous energy policy was written in 2013. The energy policy covers the next 5 years. Davis says the plan will also create jobs.
1,000 jobs will be created during the construction phase of the reform process, and hundreds of permanent jobs will emerge in operations and maintenance.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Berthany. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has become the latest target of an AI-generated scam video circulating on social media, falsely promoting an investment scheme. In a statement Tuesday, his office made it clear the video was fake and not authorized, produced, or endorsed by the office or any other government agency. OPM strongly cautioned the public not to share or trust the digitally manipulated clip, which falsely claims investors can earn over $8,000 a month. And while the video features a foreign accent, authorities say it's still convincing enough to mislead the public. The matter has since been turned over to police.
We present our financial software project, which automatically trades shares and currency, providing you with stable passive income. We have specifically made the platform accessible to all citizens of the Bahamas, with a minimum investment of just $250 Bahamian dollars.
All right, and that was just a clip of the video that has been circulating on social media. If you want to see it again, head over to ournews.bs and, of course, Our News Bahamas on Facebook. And Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville says government's decision to temporarily use police officers to drive ambulances on the Family Islands is a necessary short-term response to a critical shortage of emergency medical technicians. His comments come in response to former National Security Minister Marvin Dames, who slammed the move, warning it could stretch already thin resources and pose safety risks during emergencies. Speaking to reporters just before entering the House of Assembly today, Dr. Darville defended the initiative as a temporary solution until more EMTs are trained and deployed, and insists it's only based on emergency situations.
What is happening is our ambulances are now being deployed in the Family Islands, and the training for the EMTs are not complete. And so in the interim, the Royal Bahamas Police Force will assist us, who will drive the ambulance, where our medical staff and doctors will be in the back of the ambulance to provide these emergency services to avoid this process of individuals in the Family Islands not have access to proper ground transportation that is coordinated with our air transportation. And so this is only a temporary measure. We're not stretching the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Now, Dames's comments come as the Public Hospitals Authority, in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Royal Bahamas Police Force, rolls out a new initiative to tackle a chronic EMT shortage in the Family Islands. The health minister insists the use of police is only a stopgap.
We are activating our medium and long-term plan, and that is to train more EMTs. As a matter of fact, we have a program that's about to start very shortly to train an additional 24 EMTs in the country, and we are hopeful and mindful that they would pass the international exam and be deployed to the Family Islands and to support the services here in New Providence and Grand Bahama. And so our reaching out to the Royal Bahamas Police Force is just for an emergency situation to fill a gap temporarily while the training is completed for EMT specialists throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
A 22-year-old man is dead after he was shot outside a Yamacraw home just after 6 o'clock this morning, according to police. His death pushing the country's murder count to 26 for the year. Crime scene investigators say the victim was sitting in a car when a white Japanese vehicle pulled up. Police believe his killer had a brief conversation with the victim before the suspect pulled out a gun and began shooting. The victim taken to hospital, where he later died. At the scene today, the victim's blood still visible on the ground and the steering wheel of a parked car. Family members telling Our News he was an employee of Flamingo Air and was on his way to work when he was killed. Now, police are searching for the suspect, and if you have any information that could help them solve the case, you're asked to contact police at 911 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. And a magistrate has delayed sentencing for a 23-year-old man pending the outcome of a psychiatric evaluation. Tyrone Williams admitted he indecently assaulted a 34-year-old cashier when he appeared before Assistant Chief Magistrate Carolyn Vogt Evans. On April 19th, prosecutors say Williams went into a petty shop on Yamacraw Road and asked for a hot patty. And when he was being served, Williams came behind the cash register and touched the woman's breasts. Vogt Evans ordered a psychiatric report to assist with sentencing after Williams' lawyer, Joel Seymour, said he had previously been treated for mental illness. As a result, Williams was remanded to Sandilands Rehabilitation Center for an evaluation. That matter has been adjourned to May 6th. All right, with the nation inching closer to the next general election, Our News has an exclusive interview with former leader of the DNA. And while she's no longer with the third party, she does have her eyes set on a major seat, and she's planning on running on the Free National Movement ticket. Joshua Williams has this.
Former Democratic National Alliance leader Rinthia Komalafe is making her return to frontline politics, and she's going from green to red. It's the first time she's resurfaced publicly since stepping down as DNA leader back in 2021. Speaking candidly with Our News executive producer and on-the-record host Jerome Sawyer, Komalafe says she needed to step back and take a break.
During that period, my life worked around the politics. It wasn't the politics around the life. And so I was in sometimes like a chicken without a head, moving around. 1 minute you had to be here to the media to speak to this particular issue. You had to put a press statement out. You had to sit down with this particular donor. You had to sit down with somebody who was interested in running for the campaign, and then you had people within your party who wanted to meet with you as well.
Komalafe's political career dates back to 2012, where she was elected chairperson of the New Providence Women's Branch for the Progressive Liberal Party. After leaving the PLP, she became the deputy leader of the DNA in 2017, where she ran for the Killarney seat, gaining 7% of the vote. She became leader of the DNA in 2019 until her resignation in 2021. She says shortly after that, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard extended the olive branch. The wife and mom admits her decision to join the FNM did not come without a lot of thought.
If you look at schools, the FNM built more schools in the last 30 years than the PLP, built more homes in the last 30 years than the PLP, constructed more roads in the last 30 years than the PLP, and helped to deal with the traffic management issues that we had in the country. If you look at the good governance platform and the commitment to good governance, there were more legislation that was passed on the FNM's watch compared to the PLP.
And with the next general election looming, what constituency does she plan to run in?
I'm hoping to get the Carmichael constituency. That's the constituency I ran in 2021. It is the constituency that I grew up in.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kendine, and a happy hump day, everybody. A beautiful day around the islands. Once again, temperatures managed to stay into the low to mid 80s, settling into the upper 70s right now. It's at our studios with few clouds. 77 is our current temperature. Northeast winds at 16 miles per hour, so we still have a bit of a breeze out there, but it still feels like a comfortable 76 on the outside. Current temperatures around the islands right now. It's 77 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Great Harbour, Keithbury Islands, Nicholstown, Andros, here in the capital. 76 is in Allenstown, Bimini, Governor's Harbour, that's in Eleuthera, Marshall, Barbacoa, 74. 77s, Kemps Bay, Black Point, Coburn Townsend, Salvador, we pick up 78s, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, the Exumas, Port Nelson, Rum Key, Deadman's Key, 79, and into the southeast Bahamas. 78s, Duncantown, Ragged Island, Abraham's Bay, 79, Kern Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay. Then we pick up a pair of 80s over in Providenciales, Tricks and Caicos Islands, and in the deep south, Matthewtown, Inagua. Satellite radar composite, this is just a rinse and repeat. High pressure in charge, a dry air mass is in place. Pressure gradient has tightened slightly, so we're looking at some increasing winds starting tonight, and that should take us into the weekend. But we do have some Atlantic moisture moving in on that easterly breeze. That's going to be bringing us a slight chance, uptick in some possible isolated showers. That will continue through the remainder of the week, but that high pressure will stay the dominant weather feature. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, it's lucky number 7 for Carifta Swimming. Team Bahamas leads from start to finish, and they're bringing the trophy home.
Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
The moment we've been waiting for is here. Carifta 2025 is taking over, and RTV is bringing you every thrilling moment. It's time to rally behind Team Bahamas as they go for gold, glory, and greatness. Feel the energy as we witness the best athletes the Caribbean has to offer. April 19th through the 21st, live from Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, Trinidad. Catch every sprint, every throw, every victory exclusively on RTV. Plus, don't miss our daily updates from Carifta Swimming. The best of Carifta, the best of Team Bahamas, the best coverage only on RTV.
New season of groovin' is here. It will have your emotions moving, grooving, and even sometimes scared. Get in the groove with 242 Groovin'. Sleepy Lex has taken over the charts, but we got newcomers like Devondre and NF Trey climbing up to reach that number 1 spot, while Travis Clark and Chase Fernandez is applying big pressure. Who will be number 1 on upcoming shows of Rev Up? Buckle your seatbelt and find out. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Are you ready? The wait is over. We're back with a new season of 242 The Gospel. Great artists, new videos exploding on the countdown. Will Najia be able to...
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. And now the job is done. The Bahamas once again secures the top spot as the most dominant Carifta swimming program in the region. Sasha Lightmore and the Our News team recap a historic night in Trinidad and Tobago.
It's official. Team Bahamas has done it. For the first time in Carifta history, a team, our team, has won 7 consecutive Carifta Aquatics titles. This time in Trinidad and Tobago at their National Aquatics Center. The team finished off with 979 points and 74 medals, 27 of which are gold.
Sometime between late last night and early this morning, Team Bahamas returned home after one of the country's top performances at Carifta track and field in recent years. Team Bahamas totaled 37 medals, 16 gold, 13 silver, and 8 bronze. 6 of those gold medals came in the field, and they also secured 2 new Carifta records, Jade Ferguson in the pole vault and the under-17 boys 4x400 meter relay team.
One and done.
That's it.
VJ Edgecombe has officially declared for the NBA draft, leaving us with only one very important question. VJ, where we going? After a standout freshman season at Baylor, Edgecombe is projected to be a lottery pick for the upcoming draft, June 25th to 26th in New York. The 19-year-old won Big 12 Freshman of the Year after he averaged 15 points, 5.6 boards, and 3.2 assists per game. He led the Bears to a 20-15 record and the second round of the NCAA tournament. Underclassmen have until June 15th to decide whether they want to withdraw from the draft and maintain their college eligibility, but I don't think we have to worry about that. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Pope Francis lies in state at St. Peter's Basilica ahead of his funeral on Saturday. Plus, a magnitude 6.2 earthquake hits Istanbul, injuring over 200 people. And China blasts the United States for its role in Haiti's instability, accusing Washington of abandoning the nation. The story when Our News returns.
Welcome to Journey TV.
I'm glad the Wally boys have split, because you know what? They ain't being any more competition.
The words on the Spelling Bee show with Ian Dallard.
Phosphorescent. Hey, it's the Charlie Bahama Show. Welcome, I'm your boy, Charlie Bahama.
New season of grooving is here. New season of grooving is here. It will have your emotions moving, grooving, and even sometimes scared. Get in the groove with 242 Grooving. Sleepy Lex has taken over the charts, but we got newcomers like Devondre and NF Trey climbing up to reach that #1 spot, while Travis Clark and Chase Fernandez is applying big pressure. Who will be #1 on upcoming shows of Rev Up? Buckle your seatbelt and find out. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Are you ready? The wait is over. We're back with a new season of 242 The Gospel. Great artists, new videos exploding on the countdown. Will Najia be able to continue to turn the pages at #1, or will someone else rewrite her story? Let's see on this season of 242 The Gospel.
The words.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Francis is lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica after his death on Monday. He was 88. His body was moved in a solemn procession from his Vatican residence to the Basilica, where thousands of mourners have lined up to pay their respects. The spiritual leader of over 1 billion Catholics died on April 21st after battling a prolonged illness. His funeral is set for this Saturday. Security has been ramped up across Rome, with officials reporting 2,000 officers being deployed. Meanwhile, the city's airspace set to close for the ceremony. Francis led the church for over a decade and has been praised for his humility and reforms. A magnitude 6.2 earthquake shook Istanbul, Turkey, and surrounding parts of the country on Wednesday, injuring at least 236 people. The midday quake, which hit during a public holiday, caused widespread fear in the city of 16 million people, but authorities say there was no major damage. With over 100 aftershocks reported, authorities urged residents to avoid damaged buildings. Meanwhile, mosques and sports halls have been opened for shelter. And China's deputy United Nations ambassador is calling out the United States for what he says is its long-standing role in Haiti's instability. Chuang Zheng told the UN Security Council that the U.S. has spent over a century interfering in Haiti and is now abandoning its own political transition plan there. He also accused Washington of worsening Haiti's economic crisis by cutting aid, deporting migrants, and imposing steep tariffs, calling it, quote, cruel, absurd, and profoundly heartbreaking for one of the world's poorest nations. And Chile's birth rate has dropped to a historic low of 1.1 children per woman, the lowest in Latin America and among the lowest globally. It's a trend that's raising red flags for local health experts and shifting societal norms. In January this year, the country saw just 12,827 births. That's a 9.8% drop from the year before, according to the National Statistics Institute. Experts pointed to delayed motherhood, rising costs, and a growing preference for pets over parenthood as key reasons. Health officials warned the consequences are real, with the over 65 population doubling in 30 years, while those under 15 have fallen from 30 to 18%. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was April 23rd. Then in our news at 7:30, while the world braces for economic turbulence, the IMF giving the Bahamas a nod of approval, bumping the country's growth outlook. The Prime Minister says it's all about disciplined fiscal leadership. But first, concerns grow over the safety of Bahamian personnel in Haiti. Shadow Minister Shannon Don Cartwright demands transparency amid rising violence. When our news returns.
Welcome to Journey TV.
I'm glad the Wally boys have split, because you know what? There ain't no more competition.
The words on the Spelling Bee show in the lad.
Phosphorescent. Hey, it's the Charlie Bahamas Show. Welcome, I'm your boy, Charlie Bahamas.
New season of groovin' is here. New season of groovin' is here. It will have your emotions moving, grooving, and even sometimes scared. Get in the groove with 242 Groovin'. Sleepy Lex has taken over the charts, but we got newcomers like Devondre and NF Trey climbing up to reach that #1 spot, while Travis Clark and Chase Fernandez is applying big pressure. Who will be #1 on upcoming shows of Rev Up? Buckle your seatbelt and find out. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Are you ready? The wait is over. We're back with a new season of
On this day in Bahamian history in 1993, the Fort Montague Hotel on New Providence was demolished, marking the end of its existence since 1926. It was the last hotel to be taken down in such a manner until the Crystal Palace Resort and Casino met a similar fate in October 2018. Fast forward to 2017. For the last night, the Bahamas hosted the third edition of the IAAF World Relays at Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. During the two-day event, the United States secured first place, while the Bahamas placed ninth overall. The Bahamas also made history by setting a world record in the first mixed 1,600-meter relay with a team comprised of Stephen Gardner, Shawnee Miller, Anthony Strawn, and Michael Matthew, finishing in 3 minutes 14.42 seconds. And in 2020, the COVID-19 death toll saw an increase, with 2 men in their early 50s passing away in hospital, bringing the total deaths to 11. According to health officials, one of the men contracted the virus while in hospital. Then Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands also reported 2 new confirmed cases, bringing the total to 72, 15 of them healthcare professionals.
The more adherent we are to these interventions and initiatives, the sooner this will end. And then we will have to be deliberate and cautious and careful in a methodical rollout of the reopening. We intend over the next few days to complete the testing of all exposed healthcare workers. Those in quarantine and isolation should request a family member to complete shopping for essential items. If this person lives outside your home, ask them to leave the groceries and other items at the door and to leave.
All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now, Talia Hall. She's up with the latest headlines. Talia?
Hi, Ken. Well, coming up, the IMF giving the Bahamas a nod of approval, bumping the country's growth outlook. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our news live at 7:30, with unrest in Haiti reaching alarming levels, concerns are growing over the safety of Bahamian personnel stationed there. Tonight, F&M Deputy Leader Shannon Don Cartwright is demanding answers from government. Also, Bain and Grantstown MP Wade Watson is firing back, refuting online accusations. We have the latest. Plus, amid global uncertainty, the Bahamas is getting some good news. This as the IMF's latest outlook review is positive for the country's economy. And later, a major step towards cleaner energy. This as a new solar plant and battery storage system is set to be constructed near the C.V. Bethel High School in the capital. The story when our news at 7:30 returns.
New season of grooving is here. It will have your emotions moving, grooving, and even sometimes scared. Get in the groove with 242 Grooving.
INTI Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, INTI redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. INTI is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as INTI Corporation shines brighter than ever. INTI Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Somewhere's positive, got it going on, yeah. Somewhere's positive, one-stop shopping is here. In the family, community, who needs Southwest Plaza, come shop with us. Shop, shop, we've got so many stores. Shop, shop, prices are right. Come spend the day, bring the family. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. As violence and instability continue to escalate in Haiti, concerns mount here at home over the safety of Bahamian personnel deployed as a part of a multinational mission. Shadow Minister for National Security and Deputy Leader of the Free National Movement, Shannon Cartwright, is now calling for transparency from government. Our Delvardo Emmanuel reports.
Us as an opposition and Bahamians have been watching the situation in Haiti and the deterioration in Haiti. The fundamental question the Bahamians are asking now is, what is the status of the safety of the men and women who are there in Haiti?
The situation in Haiti has deteriorated rapidly in recent months. Gangs have overtaken parts of the capital. Hundreds of lives have been lost and crucial infrastructure in ruins. In response, a multinational security support mission led by Kenya was mobilized to stabilize the region. The Bahamas is among several nations that answered the call for help, pledging to send 150 troops from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force to support the mission. But with growing concerns over security conditions, Shadow Minister for National Security Shannon Cartwright is urging the government to be more transparent about the agreement.
We have been made to understand that there are growing concerns, and we wish for the government to be transparent about the status of the situation in Haiti, especially as it relates to the safety of the men and women there, and so that a determination can be made about where we are headed as it relates to this policy, and how do we continue to protect the lives and the interests of the men and women of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
This topic was brought to light after a Facebook post was being circulated alleging the Bahamian men and women sent to Haiti were being mistreated. In response, the Ministry of National Security released a statement pushing back against the claims that RBDF officers have been left in unsafe or unsupported conditions. The statement notes that all personnel continue to receive their full salaries and benefits, plus advance, hazardous, and hardship allowances. The ministry emphasizes that Bahamian officers are not on the front lines but are instead performing command and logistical roles in a secure and supported area. The ministry also confirmed ongoing support, including scheduled Zoom calls with the minister and personal visits from Commander Julian Smith to assess conditions. Still, Cartwright says the government must do more to keep families informed and to evaluate whether deployment is in the best interest of national security.
We're asking the government to come clean as it relates to that situation, because all Bahamians, and particularly the families of those men and women in Haiti, are very, very concerned.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvardo Emmanuel.
Thanks, Delvardo. Well, Bain and Grandstown Member of Parliament Wade Watson denying serious allegations that have surfaced on social media. The MP holding a press conference at his constituency office this morning to hit back at posts on Sylvans Matea's social media page. Watson describing the posts as false and defamatory and categorized them as a political attack on his character and name. He insists his record speaks for itself.
Never once has my character or behavior been called into question. I want to reiterate that these accusations made against me are baseless and false. These attacks on me are sought to tarnish my good name and reputation. It has tried to negatively affect my personal and professional life. But under no circumstances will the good Lord allow it to manifest.
The MP says he's also in contact with attorneys as well as police. But will these shocking allegations have any impact on Watson's hopes of regaining his seat come election next year?
I would love to serve again, yes. And the work that God has asked me to perform, He will allow me to do that work. And I believe that at the end of the day, I'll be given a nomination.
Well, the Bahamas is among the few countries getting an upgraded review from the International Monetary Fund. That's according to Prime Minister Philip Davis. The IMF improved its 2025 growth outlook for the Bahamas from 1.7% to 1.8% and revised its global outlook from 3.3% to 2.8% this year. The IMF April 2025 review comes amid trade disruptions, global instability, and rising inflationary rates worldwide. Davis calling it a marker of international recognition and the clear eyes, hard nose economic management his government insisted on.
The data is clear. The message from global institutions is loud. And the faith being shown in the Bahamas is real.
Davis cautioned parliamentarians to not forget where the country's economic situation came from. He recounted how his government inherited a country on the brink that was compounded by the devastation of Hurricane Dorian and the hardships of the global pandemic. He acknowledged, though, that many were not confident in government's plan.
Some doubted this would be possible. Some said the hole was too deep, the institutions too weak, the political courage too rare. They scoffed at the ambition of our fiscal reforms, questioned the viability of our energy agenda, and ridiculed our insistence on national development that is both inclusive and modern.
Well, a power purchase agreement has been signed between the Ministry of Energy and Transport, Bahamas Power and Light, and CVB Utilities Company Limited. The deal will lead to the development of a 20-megawatt solar plant, along with battery storage capacity of 5 megawatt-hours. The facility is set to be built near the CV Bethel High School. At the office of the Prime Minister Tuesday afternoon, Prime Minister Philip Davis says the signing is another important step forward in the country's new energy era.
Students will be able to watch the future take shape from their classrooms. And our students in Nassau won't be the only ones to see progress in motion. In Andros, in Cat Island, in San Salvador and Long Island, across our family islands, new hybrid microgrids are coming. We're going to make sure that cleaner, more reliable, and more affordable electricity reaches everyone.
CEO of CVB Utilities, Justin Cunningham, says this project will raise the bar for clean energy in the country, while Energy and Transport Minister Jobette Colby Davis explained what is battery energy storage and how it will be beneficial.
This project will not only enhance the national energy security, but it will also demonstrate the viability and scalability of utility solar plus storage solutions.
Battery energy storage is a critical technology in building sustainable and resilient energy systems. The battery enables the storage of electricity energy generated at one time to be used at a later time. This capability is significant and is vitally important as we move from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources. The workers of BPL will be involved in this project, affording them the opportunity to acquire new skills and knowledge.
All right, good news. Well, it's a beautiful Wednesday with sunshine across much of the Bahamas. Greg is in the Weather Center with how long the clear skies will last. Greg, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and a happy Wednesday evening, everybody. Beautiful conditions on the outside. Good time to get out and enjoy. Temperatures comfortable, 77 degrees. Few clouds, and it is on the breezy side. Your winds out of the northeast at 16 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 76. Satellite radar composite, dry air mass still in place across us. High pressure still the dominant weather feature. Pressure gradient tightening just slightly. So we're looking at some breezy conditions tonight. Those winds will begin to increase by the end of the week. We're looking for 15 to 20 knots. Caution flag, mostly for the chain of islands, but still have some moisture moving out of the Atlantic. That's likely to bring us a few showers by the end of the week. That's your quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, a man wounded in a recent bar brawl is now behind bars facing a murder charge. Plus, the Blue Hill Clinic now reopened to the public. Officials say the improvements will enhance service for residents in the community. Coming up, and later, for only the second time outside New Providence, the Zion United Baptist Convention is in full swing at the Grand Lucine Resort in Grand Bahama. And that's all coming up when our news returns.
Easter celebrates generosity, and this bunny agrees. He's busy showing his generosity this season. At the paint place, we're having a 20% store-wide sale. Our gift to you: stop by and get colors that allow you to paint it right the first time.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies?
Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Get ready to shop till you drop. The Vitamalt shopping spree is back, and you could be the next winner of a $500 shopping spree. Here's how to enter. Buy a 6-pack of ginger, acai, or coconut and hibiscus Vitamalt from any Super Value or 700 Wines and Spirits location. Snap a picture of your receipt and WhatsApp your name and photo of the receipt to 825-2191. This promotion ends Saturday, April 19th. Will you be the next lucky shopper? Vitamalt. Vitalize naturally.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger.
A shooting victim is behind bars facing a murder charge. Prosecutors allege that 38-year-old Darius Burnside fatally stabbed 43-year-old Derek Smith during a fight at the Swingers Bar on April 18th. Gunshots were also fired during the incident and Burnside was grazed to the chin. Burnside was not required to enter a plea to the murder charge when he stood before Chief Magistrate Roberto Rackley. Bail was denied and the matter was adjourned to July 31st for the presentation of voluntary bill of indictment papers. After a 5-year closure, the Blue Hill Community Clinic has reopened its doors. The clinic is one of the oldest on the island, receiving a much-needed upgrade and renovation. It is the hope of government that the facility will meet the needs of the over-the-hill communities. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville says the reopened clinic will offer several medical services.
Services were also expanded for district nursing, antenatal care, well baby checkups, and sick baby clinics. Today, this newly renovated clinic at this particular site, we can see families and children receiving care, comprehensive services, child and adult immunization, including digital record searches, health education sessions, and international travel health clinic services.
The facility, fully digitized, has been revamped with upgrades to nursing stations, pharmacy, asthma bay, laboratory, and examination rooms. Head nurse at the facility, LaDonna Harris, describes what it means for her community.
This day is a wonderful day for me, a historic moment. There were times when I had to hold back the tears because I am so elated to be a part of this wonderful opening of this wonderful establishment that is going to service our community.
When our news comes back from the break, faith and fellowship in focus at the 190th Zion Baptist Convention over on Grand Bahama. We have the latest.
Coming up in sports, unprecedented dominance in the pool for Team Bahamas at Carifta Swimming. Carifta Track and Field returns home, and the reason we're already looking ahead to the NBA draft.
And Greg is back with the extended weather forecast when our news continues. Stay with us.
Get ready to shop till you drop. The Vitamalt shopping spree is back, and you could be the next winner of a $500 shopping spree. Here's how to enter. Buy a 6-pack of ginger, acai, or coconut and hibiscus Vitamalt from any Super Value or 700 Wines and Spirits location. Snap a picture of your receipt and WhatsApp your name and photo of the receipt to 825-2191. This promotion ends Saturday, April 19th. Will you be the next lucky shopper? Vitamalt. Vitalize naturally.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
very excited, and I can't believe it. It's it's a dream come true. When she did call me yesterday about it, I didn't know what to believe. Thanks to Mr. Coleman and this whole staff for what they do, and making sure the customers are taken care of, making sure we enjoy the gaming they do give to us. Chances is the great house to play, even down to the staff, is perfect. You're going to marvel.
Welcome to Journey TV.
I'm glad the Wally boys have split, because you know what? They know we ain't got no more competition.
The words on the Spelling Bee show with Ian Dallard.
Phosphorescent.
Hey, it's the Charlie Bahamas Show. Welcome, I'm your boy, Charlie Bahamas.
New season of grooving is here.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Martinut. Let's do show. And now, the job is done. The Bahamas once again secures the top spot as the most dominant Carifta swimming program in the region. Sasha Lightborn and the Our News team recap a historic night in Trinidad and Tobago.
It's official. Team Bahamas has done it. For the first time in Carifta history, our team, has won 7 consecutive Carifta Aquatics titles. This time in Trinidad and Tobago at their National Aquatics Center. The team finished off with 979 points and 74 medals, 27 of which are gold. On the final night, several swimmers took home gold medals, including Sienna Campbell, Dexter Russell, Isabella Munro, Kimaya Saunders, and Caden Wells, just to name a few.
I am so excited. I'm so happy it's 7P, and I'm so happy I get to be a part of that.
I train hard for this. I know it made my country proud, it made myself proud.
I'm very happy that I got to represent my country this year, and I hope that I could do it next year also.
I'm really happy that we're going to 7P because this is like the first time the country has ever been to 7P, so I'm definitely really excited about that.
The first team to get 7 in a row is really impressive, and I would expect nothing less from my country, and especially this team. This is a great team that we have this year.
Now, with not much of a voice left, Team Bahamas' head coach Trevano McPhee is already looking forward to next year.
The Bahamas has really come, a long way, and we're already talking about 8 straight. The team management, the physios, all of the coaches. Everything was put in place for these swimmers to do well, and they really executed and really came through for the country.
Now, as is customary, the winning team would have jumped in the pool. That team was Team Bahamas. They are the 2025 Carifta Aquatics champions. The team will return to New Providence tomorrow evening following the open water competition in the morning. Reporting for Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors from Trinidad and Tobago, it's over. I'm Sasha Lightborn.
Sometime between late last night and early this morning, Team Bahamas returned home after one of the country's top performances at Carifta Track and Field in recent years. Team Bahamas totaled 37 medals, 16 gold, 13 silver, and 8 bronze. 6 of those gold medals came in the field, and they also secured 2 new Carifta records, Jade Ferguson in the pole vault and the under-17 boys 4x400 meter relay team. To place this year's performance into historical context, it was the most gold medals the Bahamas captured since the 1984 meet, when they won the event with 58 medals, including 35 gold. Carifta 53 will return to St. George's, Grenada in 2026. And so will we.
One and done.
That's it.
BJ Edgecombe has officially declared for the NBA draft, leaving us with only one very important question. BJ, where we going? After a standout freshman season at Baylor, Edgecombe is projected to be a lottery pick for the upcoming draft, June 25th to 26th in New York. The 19-year-old won Big 12 Freshman of the Year after he averaged 15 points, 5.6 boards, and 3.2 assists per game. He led the Bears to a 20-15 record and the second round of the NCAA tournament. Underclassmen have until June 15th to decide whether they want to withdraw from the draft and maintain their college eligibility, but I don't think we have to worry about that one. That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. All right, first in swimming, second in track and field. Basically, we won Carifta by aggregate, right?
Jamaica could have the little Austin Sealy Award. We the champs of everything.
I mean, we wanted that too, but everything cool. Back to the studio.
We did want it.
Still ahead on our news tonight, the Zion United Baptist Convention marks a major milestone on Grand Bahama. We have the detail on its 190th national session coming up, and a sunny start to the week across the islands. Greg is back with your extended forecast when our news returns.
The moment we've been waiting for is
New season of grooving is here. It will have your emotions moving, grooving, and even sometimes scared. Get in the groove with 242 Grooving. Sleepy Lex has taken over the charts, but we got newcomers like Devondre and NF Trey climbing up to reach that number one spot, while Travis Clark and Chase Fernandez is applying big pressure. Who will be number one on upcoming shows of Rev Up? Buckle your seatbelt and find out. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Are you ready?
The wait is over. We're back with a new season of 242 The Gospel. Great artists, new videos exploding on the countdown. Will Najia be able to continue to turn the pages at number one, or will someone else rewrite her story? Let's see on this season of 242 The Gospel.
The words on the Spelling Bee show in the land.
Phosphorescent.
Bougainvillea.
Never. T.
Where was the T in here? You trust me?
No.
Good. No, I'm saying find over here.
Color.
Okay, well, some of them.
Hey, it's the Charlie.
This is our news. Welcome back. Still the status quo, high pressure in charge, and that's going to continue to dominate our weather over the next several days. That high is eventually going to be sliding out towards the east, but the pressure gradient will be tightening slightly. So we're looking at some increasing winds across the chain of islands, and that high will keep most of them storm systems well to the north of us. Another low pressure system taking shape across Texas that will slide towards the east and north of the islands. But we do have some Atlantic moisture moving in across the western Atlantic. That should bring us an uptick in some shower chances. So we're looking at the possibility for a few showers throughout the remainder of the week. Future forecast showing quiet conditions across us. That will take us through Thursday with that Atlantic moisture approaching us from the east, and that should be moving across us Thursday, and here comes another batch of it by Friday. That should bring us, like I said, just a slight increase for some showers for the balance of the week. Boating forecast remains the same. Caution flag in place. Advisory for the Atlantic side, northeast to east winds 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 7 feet over open waters, and they will be in some northeast to easterly swells. Low tide is at 11:09 tonight. Your high tide takes place at 5:18 tomorrow morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, no change in the forecast, the exception being tomorrow with that Atlantic moisture moving into our area, so we could see some showers. But the breeze will continue through to Saturday. Sunday, we expect temperatures to stay in the low 80s, but look, by next week, we expect those temperatures to be into the mid 80s. So it's going to start getting warm. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, the Zion United Baptist Convention is currently underway, hosting its historic 190th session at the Grand Lucayan Resort this week. This marks the second time the National Convention is being held outside New Providence. During a press conference last week, organizers unveiled this year's theme, Trusting God with the Outcome. Hundreds of delegates from across the islands have traveled to Grand Bahama for the week-long event. Last year, the convention saw more than 500 registered attendees. President of the Zion Baptist Convention, Elvis Barrow, says this gathering is not just about services, it's about spiritual renewal and national unity.
In the face of rising economic pressures, escalating mental health concerns, and growing unrest, our nation stands at a critical crossroad. In this moment of uncertainty, our convention emerges as the beacon of hope, unity, and divine direction.
Convention Chairman Pauline Pinder explaining some of the activities for the week.
We will move into
Wednesday for a communion service that evening at 7:30. And then on Thursday, we will close out with the official services. But on Friday evening, we will have a youth jamboree. All roads will lead to Central Zion Baptist Church in 8 Mile Rock, where the youth will take over, and there will be a youth explosion. And that would climax the week of activities for the convention.
All right, to see that story again is available now at ournews.bs. And with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.